Good morning, students. Students, today we will start with first unit of IT. So, according to your syllabus, your first unit is Basics of Information Technology. So, in this unit, we will study about information technology, what is information technology, why we use information technology, and how we can use information technology. So let's start with the very first unit of IT. So first of all, what is IT? What do you mean by IT? The full form of IT is information technology. See students, in today's era, we all use information technology in our day-to-day lives. Okay, so as you people are watching this video and I am making this video, this is a real life example of information technology. So this is a real life example of IT. So the definition of IT is, it refers to anything which is related to computing technology. Computing technology means how we can compute the things by using technology. So the examples are like, we use networking, we use hardware, software, internet, and we can also communicate with people, we can share documents, we can share text, video messages, voice messages. So these all comes under information technology. So with the invent of information technology, nowadays it is very simple for us that we can share anything easily at a very fast rate. And students, there is one main advantage of IT is that nowadays you don't have to physically go to somewhere to transfer data, to share your files, resources and anything. So nowadays you don't have to do these things. You can simply share your resources, you can simply exchange information with your friends, relatives and with anyone, even with anyone who is not in this country. So you can simply share information with different peoples at a very fast rate. So that all comes under information technology. So now next thing is what type of resources are required if we have to use information technology. So see students, if you want to make a call to your friend, so is it possible to make a call to your friend without a mobile phone or without any device? No, it is not possible. So similarly, if we have to make use of this technology, we must require some physical devices through which we can make use of this technology to share different type of resources and information. So information technology is use of computers, storage, networking and other physical devices. Even we can also use infrastructure, processes to create, process, store, secure and exchange all forms of electronic data. So students, I hope you must know that nowadays it is very easy for all of us that we can create data, we can share data, even we can store our data and we can even secure our data. How we can secure our data? We can apply different mechanisms, we can use different types of antivirus, passwords to protect our data or to secure our data. So these all things comes under IT. So let's start with next thing. Now next thing is, what is data? So see students, as we are going to learn about IT, so these are the very basic terms that it is very important that you must know the difference between these basic terms, definition of these basic terms. Okay, so data is a very basic term. So first of all, what is data? Data is collection of raw facts and figures. So when we collect raw facts and figures, it is known as data. So data is anything. As you people can collect some data, you can get some data from someone, and from some place. So that is data. So but what is data? It is unorganized form of that is, it is in unorganized form. Unorganized means it is not in organized form, that is, it is not in some particular order or in some particular sequence. So data always remains in unorganized form. So it is unorganized fact that require to be processed to make it meaningful. So students, I want to explain you data in a detailed way because it is important to understand. So as I have told you, data is collection of raw facts and figures, and it is unorganized. It is always in unorganized form. So why we use data? We always use data to conclude something, to find something, to analyze something, or to generate some results. We always require some data. But if we have data and which is in unorganized form, we can generate results from that data by first of all converting it into organized form. So we always have to convert data into organized form to make it useful or to make it meaningful. So for this, there is a need to convert that data into information. So there are two different terms. One is data and one is information. But there is a lot of difference between data and information. These two terms are totally different terms. So data is unorganized form, whereas information is organized form. And when we organize the data into some specific order or in some specific way, it becomes organized and it is now information. Okay, so generally data comprises, what can comprise data? It can be facts, it can be observations, it can be perception, numbers, characters, symbol, image, it can be anything. So I have taken some examples to explain you in a simple way. For example, we have some alphabets and numbers. For example, look at this example. We have alphabet A, number 100, 20, 55, etc. So this is data. This is data. Data is collection of raw facts and figures. So see students, this is data, but we are not able to find that what is A, what is 100. 100 can be number of items, 100 can be number of people, 100 can be number of students, 100 can be a mark of student, it can be anything. So we are unable to find that what is 100, what is 20, what is 55, what it specifies for a particular item. So nothing is clear with this only simple words. So that is data. So now come to next part, information. So what is information? Information is processed form of data. When we process the data, when we organize the data, then it becomes information. So information is processed or structured form of data, and it is presented in a given context to make it meaningful and useful. So every time information is meaningful and useful. Now look at this example. I have taken an example. For example, the word is total marks is equals to 100. Total marks is equals to 100. It means now it is very clear that whatever things we are going to consider, in that case the total marks of a subject is 100. And if I write another thing, marks obtained $50. So now it is clear a student has obtained 50 marks out of 100 marks. And next thing, suppose I write name of student. A. So it is now very clear that a student whose name is A, a student with name A got 50 marks out of 100 marks. Whereas when it was data like A, 100, 20, 50, nothing was clear. So this is the difference between data and information. So I have one more real life example of data and information. For example, you got a data of result. You got a data which comprises of results of thousands of students. Now, how you can conclude your result or how you can check your result? So it is mandatory that you must know your roll number, name, class to verify your result. So that becomes an information. When you check your roll number, name and marks, and when you obtain that part from the data, so that is information. So students, but there is a one more thing, that we cannot generate information without data. We cannot generate information without data, but we can generate information with data. So data is always in huge form. It is in huge form, whereas information is in compressed form because it is a conclusion. So that is information. Now we will see the difference between information and data. So what is the main difference between data and information? So let's start with the very first point. Data means raw facts and figures gathered about something or someone, which is random. So when we randomly gather some data, that is data. But we cannot draw any conclusion from that data. So if we have to draw any conclusion or if we have to draw any result from that data, we first of all convert it into processed form or into information. So the definition of information is, it is a fact concerning a particular event or subject which are refined. Refined means we have processed it. Refined by processing is called information. So it is unprocessed form of data, it is processed form of data. Now what is data? It is just text and numbers. So as I have taken an example of this, it is just text and numbers. Now it is not clear that what is A, what is 100. As I have already told you, 100 can be a student, 100 can be people, 100 can be girls, 100 can be boys, 100 can be fruits. So it can be anything. So nothing is clear with this number. But when we write 100 marks, then it is clear. Okay, so it is just text and numbers. It is refined data. So it is refined data. So this is an example of refined data, that we have refined it, that total marks were 100, obtained marks were 50, and the name of the student was A. Okay. So next thing is, it is based on records and observations. So how we collect data? We collect data that we randomly collect some record. As I have told you that you got results of 100 students, so that is record. So data is based on records and observations. But when you find your result by finding your roll number and all, it becomes your analysis. It means you have analyzed the 1000 records and you have found your number, name, roll number and marks. So that is analysis. So analysis is always based on records and observations. So it is very important, if you have to analyze something, you must have records. Next is, data is unorganized form of data, whereas information is organized form of data. It is always arranged in some specific order. Now next thing is, data sometimes may be useful or sometimes it may not be useful. But information is always useful. It is always in useful form because we always draw conclusions from some data. Now the specificity of the data is, there is no specific things in data, whereas in information there is something specific. So it is always something specific. Now what is the dependency of data on information and information on data? So first of all, the dependency of data. Data does not depend on information. As I have already told you, data is we collect it from records, from observations, and it is always in large forms. and it does not depends on information. It always depends on raw facts and figures, and from where we are collecting the data. So data does not depends on information, but when we talk about information, information always depends on data, because we cannot draw any conclusions without data. So if we have to suppose if you have to check your result, it is mandatory that you must know from where you can get the data or anything. So similarly, we cannot draw information, we cannot conclude any results, we cannot make any decisions without data. So information is totally dependent on the data. Now there is one more thing, that information also, accuracy of information also depends on the accuracy of the data. So if the data is accurate, then only we can draw correct decisions. So students, I hope it is clear to you that what is data, what is information, and what is the main difference between data and information. So let's start with the next topic. What is computer? So see students, in the first unit, as the name of the first unit is Basics of Information Technology. So as I have already told you, if we have to make use of any technology, it is very mandatory that we must have some device to make use of that technology or to operate that technology. So computer is one of the example that if we have to use technology, we require computer. So that's why you have to study this portion in this unit, that what is computer, what are the main parts of computer, and how the computer works. So see the real life example, nowadays we all are using computers and iPads and phones to record lectures and even to watch lectures. So this is a real life example of information technology. So what is computer? Computer is an electronic device. First of all, it is an electronic device which receives input from the user. So as we are user, we give input to computer. So it receives input from the user, process it and generate output. So this is the mechanism of computer, how the computer works. It receives the input from the user, process it and generate output. So I have taken an example. So look at this example. So as we are users, we all are users and we give input to computer. Computer works only according to our inputs. And students, I want to tell you one thing, that computer never make mistake on its own. Computer always make mistake according to our input. If we are giving wrong input, then it will generate wrong output. So it is not the computer's fault, it is our fault. So computer never make mistakes on its own. And there is one more important thing that I want to tell you, that computer has no brain of its own. Computer totally works on human brains, and computer totally works on works based on humans, that whatever we want to be done from the computer, we can tell the computer to perform that task. So computer only performs according to our instructions. So do remember these two things, that computer never make mistake and computer has no brain of its own. Even in some definitions you must have read that CPU is the brain of the computer. That is different thing. I will tell you in the next lecture why we call the CPU as the brain of the computer. But computer has no brain of its own. It totally works according to the human brain or human inputs. So I hope it is clear to you that what is the definition of computer. It accepts input from the user, process it and produce output. So look at this diagram. So this is the input and this is the user which gives input through the input device to the computer. Now computer process it. Process it means as we are giving data, then CPU process it and generate information. So CPU process it and generate output by using any of the output device. So if we give data as input, then computer will process it and will generate information. So that is computer. So this is one more example that I have taken of a computer. So user always give input through this input device, that is keyboard and mouse. Then when we type anything through the keyboard and when we give any input through the mouse, that data will directly go to the CPU. Then CPU process it and generate output on the monitor. Then output will be displayed to you on the monitor. So this is the working of computer. So computer also has ability to store, retrieve and process data. Store means computer also stores the data. Retrieve means whatever we have stored, we can also get that data whenever we require. We can retrieve that data. For example, if you have stored a Word file in your C drive or D drive, and whenever you want to retrieve that file, you can simply retrieve it and process data. Process means processing of data. As I have told you, CPU process the data. So these are the things that computer performs: store the data, retrieve the data and process the data. And I hope you may already know that you can use a computer to type documents, to send emails, to play games, to browse the web, and we can also use to edit and create spreadsheets, presentations and even videos, audios, anything. And nowadays computer is using in each and every field. Every field is nowadays making use of computer to work in a efficient way. Even computer is used in hospitals, railways, reservation systems, banking systems, schools, education. So even in visualization parts, art and craft. So it is nowadays used in each and every field. So I hope it is clear to you what is computer. So next we study about what is hardware and software in computer. So students, we will start this tomorrow. So that's all for today. I hope it is clear to everyone that what is IT, that why we use IT, what is data, why we require data, why we use data, and how the data represents information and how we can gather data. Next is information, how we can make use of information, how we can generate information from the data, and difference between data and information, and the definition of computer. So students, that's all for today. Tomorrow we will start with next topic, hardware and software of computer. So that's all for today.